I'm going to go over with you a little bit today on how I get my arrows fletched up and ready for hunting season. There's going to be a few things that you're going to need, such as a fletching jig. It can be a single jig like this right here, where the clamp is removable from the base, or it can be a multi-jig, which you'll see a little bit later is one I use. You'll also need something such as an arrow squaring device. This particular device here, one end is used for the carbon shaft to get the shaft square, and the other end has a blade in it, and it's used to true up the insert once you put the insert into the arrow shaft. So the first thing you want to do is make sure that your shafts are square. So you take the nocks out and square up the ends of the shaft, and then install the nocks back in. You want to use a high-speed arrow saw to cut the arrows to your desired length. You want to then square the insert end. I clean the cut ends of the arrow shaft with a combination of acetone and a Q-tip. And what that does is that gets rid of all that carbon dust, all those traces of the carbon dust, and prepares the surface for the insert adhesive that I'm going to use a little bit later. If you prefer to use wraps, which I do, it makes the process a lot easier and a lot cleaner. You want to install the wrap. I use one stringer arrow wraps. Mindy is very good with getting custom wraps to you, and they also will give you a clear double dog wrap that will protect that printing that's on there. You want to prepare the jig for fletching, and like I said, I use aluminum clamp and jig from Jojan. That makes scraping off any excess glue off the clamp very easy. Then you want to install the arrow shafts into the jig itself, and then install your vanes into the clamp. Now if you're using long clamps like the one in the Jojan, you'll need an additional vane at the front of the clamp to support the front of the clamp and have the clamp lay flat on the arrow shaft. You want to make sure that you apply enough glue. I use Flex Tight Platinum. You want to remove any excess with Q-tips. The cure time I find is between 10 and 15 minutes, and then you can remove the clamp, index the jig, and you want to repeat the process for the other two vanes for each arrow. I then add a dot of Flex-Tite glue to both ends of the vane and allow those to dry. For installing the inserts, I use a product called Insert Weld. It's also known as Loctite 380. If you can find that, it'll work as well. I apply a thin bead of that at the bottom of the insert, and then as the insert's going into the arrow shaft, I rotate the insert or the arrow shaft or both to coat the entire insert, and then remove any excess with a paper towel. I then turn the blade on the arrow squaring device and true the inserts. Following all these steps, what you'll end up with are some really fine looking arrows that'll perform well for you in the backyard during practice, on the 3D range, or in the woods this fall.